Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading session. I trust everyone had a very nice, relaxed weekend. Mine, I don't know. My weekends always seem to be so much busier than they ought to be. All right. So here we are now with the DTS system, and I happen to be watching the NASDAQ on this particular monitor. I've also got the E-mini S&P and, crude oil up on my other monitor, but for those of you new in the room, please don't hesitate to ask questions or request markets. If there's something I can help clear up for you, I will do my best. You can see there was a little bit of a gap here from where the market left off Friday. The Sunday overnight market rallied considerably. This is rare. The Sunday overnight hardly does anything most times, but today we've got ourselves a good 20-30 point gap in there. So it'll be interesting to see whether the market tries to get into that gap or if it's going to treat that as an acceleration gap, which is usually the case with gaps like that. But the market only opened a couple of minutes ago, so we'll give them a moment here to provide us with a signal before we try to do anything. So just sit back, relax, and we'll just have to wait it out. All right, well, nothing to speak of so far. Still looking at that rally out of the open. They are stalling a little bit. Days like today, you just need to exercise a little patience. You could hop on board anywhere, providing the stop is wide enough, but that's part of the issue as well. You know, to try to buy in just any old place, let's say you buy in, hit the buy market button, so you buy in there, where do you cover the trade? Well, at the very least, you should cover the trade to the other side of the gap in case the market tries to fill the gap. Ideally, you want to cover the trade below here, but here's the problem. Not enough moolah. You could just take a chance and cover it to the hard edge. Oh, even that one's a little bit out of reach. So these ranges making it a little bit difficult to trade here this morning. Well, this morning. We're not even 10 minutes into the session, so the morning is hardly past. All right, getting a little bit of a macro pullback now in the Hawk. Oh, the Falcon's starting to change. We're getting a trend change, or the beginnings of a trend change here in the Falcon. Trend line starting to change over. For you Raptor traders, look at this band. Look at that band. That band is huge. That's a great, big, overextended trading band. So if I get a retest here of the high and the market comes back with a sell signal, I will be inclined to try to short that signal. And I think I'll get ready here in manual mode. So I only commit to a single contract. So this now a very nice retest. And I'm going to cover the trade above the high so I can enable my stops. I need that sell signal to make sure the buyers are done because the market has a very strong upward bias right now. Counter trend trades are always riskier. But if the conditions are right, that counter trend signal, that's the number 2 signal, could make for a nice little move lower if we get it. Okay, still printing some buy signals. Well, warning dots anyways. Oh, here we go. Into yellow bars. There it is. All right, so the signal has engaged. I've just hit the sell market order. I'll hold my stops. And let's see if we can't encourage this a little bit lower. so close to the break-even trigger, and they didn't give it to me. Okay, we're getting another swing, another retest of the high. And this one, not as ambitious as the other. But the buyer's not very keen on giving up that uptrend yet. Come on, sellers. Geiger counter pulling here to the buy side a little bit. That's not what I want to see. This could, if the sellers push back here, this could actually develop into a larger move. The target for the soft edge sell, that's the number 2 signal, is the hard edge of the trading band. If they allow me to ride this out, I may have to hold my stop. Oh, okay. All right, let's try here for the hard edge of the trading band. Oh, excuse me. I will leave the break-even trigger in play. If I get below this swing low, a break-even stop is probably a good idea. This waffling back and forth just drives me. Okay, my original stop was there. And all I'm trying to do at this point is give the market as much opportunity to find its profit objective as possible. Trend changes never, or never. There are no nevers in trading. There are no nevers, there are no always. Trend changes rarely occur quickly. There's always this thrashing about period as the market tries to regain the original trend, and the other side tries to get the new trend going. So for that reason, if you're doing a counter trend trade, it's advisable to keep your stops away as far as you can manage. The further the better, because it would not be uncharacteristic of the NASDAQ or any market for that matter, even to poke through the high by a couple of points, maybe even rally up here to 58.96 or 98 before turning around again and heading lower. And I can't tell you how annoying that is. Okay, decision time for the market. We have drifted sideways here for about 5, almost 10 minutes. And I'm really looking for this bar, this current bar, to finish lower and pick up the downtrend that it tried to get earlier. So far, so good. All right, so we're producing another number 2 signal. That's a soft edge sell. You can see another retest of the highs. All the signal parameters have been met, and so the sellers trying to push the market lower one more time. I may give a couple of ticks on my break even as well, because there should be a reaction to this low where the buyers try to buy it up again. All right, just waiting on the sellers here to push them over the edge. All right, this is the reaction now to this breaking of this low. And you can see why I chose to move my break even a little bit further away. Hopefully that's going to turn out to be a smart decision. Hopefully the market won't go racing higher from here. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. We've produced another number 3 signal. This essentially now the same as a double pullback. I've already committed to the short side. I'm not going to flip my signal. Rather, I'm going to go with my original premise and look for a retrace back to the hard edge. But this now a little bit stronger buy signal. If you're going to try this number 3 signal, I would encourage you to do it on a second push opportunity. All that means is the signal has engaged. You can see where the market limit is at the moment, and so this bar becomes your signal bar. So you would enter on a break above that one. So the sellers have made one push lower here. The buyers have come back. We're looking at perhaps another push lower. A very, very sideways market, as you can see. The reason I'm a little bit more bent toward selling it right now is there is a tendency for the market to reverse an overnight trend if there is a notable trend. So you can see here from the overnight trading There was, a very good run up from the London session was pretty quiet, but the pre-market obviously had a run up, and then an hour and a half or so before the North American Open, we had a run up. If there is a distinguishable trend in the overnight, very often the market will try to reverse that trend early before it resumes the trend. So that's why I'm a little bit more interested in trying to short than I would be looking for a buying opportunity. That's the logic behind it. We'll see if it holds. All right, so here comes that bullish push. Another sustained retest of the high. All right, well, there they poked through the high, hit my stop loss. Again, that's the problem with doing a counter trend style trade. You leave yourself open to that possibility, but it was worth a try. Just make a couple notes in my journal now. So in hindsight, I guess I should have left that break-even stop where it was. But that's why you do counter-trend trades with single contracts as well, so that you don't end up risking too much if the trade goes sideways. Okay, so remember I said they could break up here? And what was my guess? 58.98? Well, that's where they came to. Stinkers. All right, so we're going to get another test of the extreme here, or another sell signal. You can interpret this as a test of the extreme as well. Remember, all a test of the extreme shows you is a market that can no longer resume or continue the trend. Come on, give me one more sell. I will try to short it one more time. Come on. Well, they're going to come back with yet another buy signal. So if we print a buy signal here, it's just a continuation signal. It doesn't qualify as one of our high probability signals. That doesn't mean you can't take it. If you're looking, say you missed this hard edge bounce back here, and you're looking for a place to get in or a place to add to your positions, you can use those secondary signals to do that. Where's my sell signal? Okay, here comes another retest. Well, sort of. Come on. Well, they're not going to give me that test of the extreme. The market's still thinking about it, still thinking, trying to decide whether it wants to head lower or higher still. Personally, you can tell I'm a little bit more bearish this morning. And it's almost like we're trading in slow motion now. All right, another push higher, another test of the extreme. Well, okay, well, I guess the bears don't have it today. I thought there was going to be a bearish pushback, but maybe not. So maybe I'm going to have to get a little bit more get a little bit more bullish on the market. Okay. One more try? Are the sellers going to push back now and give us one more sell signal? This again, another retest, another breakout higher, another failure. Just a couple of things suggesting maybe the market is going to try to head lower. And again, I'm maybe a little overly aggressive here on the short side. Or not. Well, it's just that kind of day. I figured we'd be waiting here for a little while. We do have a late filter entry signal here to buy here on the Falcon. Well, the market perfectly content where it's at. Let's see here on this late filter entry signal if they've reached their profit objective yet. Oh, I think on that uptick, they just got there. They just kissed the profit target. Probably didn't fill it, but you're far enough in this trade if you're running an auto break even, you probably would have hit your break even trigger. The late filter entry here on the Falcon occurs when the filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync. The trend line itself, however, never changes color. That little macro pullback slash 4-arrow consolidation also paid off. crude oil also dead sideways. The E-mini also dead sideways. There's just a lot of markets stuck. Nope, looks like the buyer's not letting go. Not much to talk about. All right, here come the sellers again. I just say that because the high, we're just inching higher, right? It's not a sustained, well, I suppose you can call it a sustained trend, but a little upswing, a downswing, a little upswing, a downswing, a little upswing, a downswing. Somewhere through here, the upswing is going to end, and the sellers are going to get their kick at the cat, so to speak. All right, well, they're not ready, so they're not ready. No doubt you're right, Kenny, and nice to see you in the room again. Haven't seen you around for a little while. Kenny says FOMC statement on Wednesday, advanced GDP on Friday. FOMC, I forgot all about the FOMC meeting. So yeah, you're probably right. That's going to put the brakes on the market here a little bit. Kenny also says, not sure if this will slow trading, but Korea is affecting decisions. And yeah, last week we saw it add some volatility to the marketplace, and this week, so far, all the volatility just sucked right out of the market. Elmer's asking, Eric, since nothing happens, one general question, do you know by chance somewhere a good overview of pit open times for crude oil, gold, other instruments? The one I've always used is I go to the source. So 1 second here, I will pull it up. So I go here to the CME group, and you can pick your market. So let's say you want to know all about soybeans. They'll have all the contract specs. It's not perhaps as user-friendly as it could be. I know you're probably looking for like a PDF or something just with, you know, all that information in one spot. This is kind of the best that you can do. And you're going to be interested in the Monday to Friday times. You can pretty much ignore the Sunday through Friday, because that's the electronic trading, and this will be the pit trading, even though there's very few pits being traded anymore. And you can choose another market. Let's say, oh, do you want to know about butter or cheese? Let's see, you were asking about crude oil. Oh, I'm in the... Oh, you know what else we could do? We could just do like this. Crude oil trading times. There you go. Look at that. You don't even need to go to the CME page. The first link in Google will tell you all about it. Give you a little summary right there. Good old Google. But that's what I've been doing, Elmer, just going to the CME site or just doing an online search. Well, boys and girls, I don't know if it's really worth hanging out here much longer. I suspect we're going to see a little bit of a pullback. I think it's only natural. And no, it's not because I'm really stuck on selling the market today, obviously. The NASDAQ trickling a little bit higher. But I do need to head to the city today. So unless anybody objects, we may close up shop a little extra early here this morning. There's really nothing going on. And that'll give me a chance to beat some of the traffic. So if you have a question, type away. I'll be here for a few minutes yet. Otherwise, like I said, we're going to close a little earlier today. I suspect the afternoon, if the market doesn't retrace this morning, it will do so in the afternoon. I can see the day finishing on a rather even note, but I thought for sure we would see at least one pullback to the hard edge. All right, no questions. All right, gang. I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully the market will be a little bit more cooperative. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.